Well, hi there, this is DBT, and okay, let's continue playing Abyssal speed mapping session 20, what was it, 25? This time, by popular demand, I have switched to Inquisitor, but full disclaimer, you're gonna change your champion in the middle of a game. So what I had to do is basically start a new game with Inquisitor. I just did the first couple maps to get some weapons and stuff, and then I warped to the map where I left off last time with, who was I playing with? Duke Nukem. So yeah, that's my full disclosure. So let's continue. Basically the rest is the same as last time in the difficulty settings and all that stuff. But yeah, so I just wanted to play with a different champion, mostly because, well, you know, there is by now, at the time that this has been, that this is recorded, and of course, the version 1.30 has been released of QCDE, so that means that now we have 17 champions to explore, of which I've done only one so far, right? Well, this is the second, so yeah, maybe I'll go through them at some point if I have enough time, but yeah, okay, so there's a couple cyber demons here. I'm just gonna run around and hope for the best. Now, while we're still kind of cold in the whole talkie thing over here, I want to mention that the next Tasty Cup event is gonna take place on May 26th, which is this Saturday. I'm recording this on May 24th in the very early morning. I plan to release this video today in the afternoon. So yeah, if you are interested in playing some duels, go right ahead and sign up for the thing. I'll leave the link in the description. I know that duel is kind of an intimidating thing to try, but the good thing about the whole duel thing and the Tasty Cups is that it's not completely at random. Jahar, who happens to be the host of the entire thing, precisely has in mind that there's people with different skill levels. So what he tries to do is to pair up the players so that, you know, you don't fight a super skilled player right away. Instead, you play somebody that is kind of around your level, and even if you lose, there's usually a loser bracket, which means that you have another chance to play against another player that has lost the match. So therefore, the skill level should be a little better. Still, I think it's a good thing to jump into. Holy, okay, that's fine. It would be better if you died, but it's a good way of getting into duel. It's fun. So if you're interested in that, again, I'll leave the link in the description so that you can check it out. You can sign up if you so desire. But yeah, so back to QCD. Well, to this. Oh, was I supposed to kill this guy first? Is that? Well, I guess I could technically exit the level like that, but what I want to do is kill the cyber demons and get my loot boxes, you know? Because loot boxes, man. Loot boxes. So I have an ability that really doesn't help me against cyber demons. So yeah, last time I was playing with Duke Nukem. Who else is around? Yeah, apparently I'm still missing, what is that, 12 monsters? I don't see them though. Anywhere to find them? So is this literally... oh, I guess I could go over there. So yeah, I was playing with Duke Nukem the other time. Hey, I want to go there. Here we go. And yeah, I was talking about the decisions or the thought process behind it. So why not explore another champion, in this case Inquisitor? So I asked on the Discord channel, and by the way, if you're not in our Discord, I'll also leave the link to that on the description so that you can join us over there. We just hang out and talk about stuff and whatnot. So yeah, over there I asked, okay, so should I try another champion? Which champion should I try? And then the vast majority of all of the votes, actually 100% of all of the ton of votes that we got, said that I should try perhaps Inquisitor. And by that I'm trying to be pretty sarcastic in a non-obvious way, because actually we got 2 votes. But hey, 2 votes is more than no votes, right? So there's that. Okay, I'm just running around. Did I do the math wrong? No, okay. It was 12 monsters. These are the last 2. Okay. So yeah, it was suggested to explore this guy over here. And yeah, I will agree with the fact that people 5%. Oh, by the way, that's something else that I lost from the last session. My loot box rewards, all of them are gone, so sad face. Yeah, this guy, the Inquisitor, he needs some love, you know. Oh shit, oh shit. He deserves some love. Not a whole lot of people play this guy. Hold on. And I don't know why. He's a cool dude, you know. He's big. He's resistant. Maybe because he's not very offensive. Quite the opposite. He's a very defensive type. All right. So obviously, for anybody that is kind of used to Quake champions or doesn't know what the champions in said game, knows that the Inquisitor is basically a bootleg version of Clutch in Quake Champions. Now, in Quake Champions, Clutch had this very, I won't say that it was directly unbalanced, but this particular way of using his ability, which is a protective shield, which made him pretty annoying in deathmatch. The fact that he could be incredibly... I don't know if I should go into detail about how that guy works over there. Maybe not, because otherwise I'm gonna try to explain something that we're not even looking at. So let's not go there. Oh, let me activate my recoil and all that stuff because I switched it off for when I was playing deathmatch. Recoil and flash. Yes, please. I like that. Yeah, well, the point of this champion in the Inquisitor was to be a very similar version of Clutch. Clutch being this champion that can activate a shield that will protect them. The shield absorbs all damage, but whenever you shoot any weapon, the shield goes down for a little bit of time. That's what Clutch is about, basically, in a very, let's say, in a very condensed description. So I wanted something similar, but I originally thought of actually doing it just like in Quake Champions, but there are several things that no matter what I do, I'm not going to be able to replicate over here in this engine. Like, for example, I cannot make a shield that is going to absorb all damage, including explosive damage, because the way that the current shield on Clutch works, the second stage at least, it spawns basically physical shields on the world, but those things, actors or objects in the world, don't block explosions. So, okay, I guess I should not jump over there. Yeah, I'm not jumping, so how do I get that? So physical objects on the world do not block explosions. So that's one of the limitations that I had to live with over here. That, for example, if you pull up, I'm gonna show it right now. This is the second stage, so you have a shield. Now, if I were to take something would explode close to me. If a rocket is coming my way, the shield itself will be able to bounce it. Can I? No. But if the rocket hit the wall near to me, my shield would not save me from that explosion damage. So that's one of the things that simply were not going to work. And also trying to make that the shield went down every time that you fire a weapon, it was going to be extremely problematic because of synchronization issues in the engine, and trying to keep everything in sync regarding when you shoot, the shield disappears and all that stuff, and lag affecting how some actors. It was going to be a big mess. So instead I said, did I not press this? I've been running around aimlessly, and that's what I needed to do. And remember that I said that I wanted to play this type of maps because I don't get lost on them? Well, that's my attention span, I guess. So instead what I settled with was to make the shield into two phases. The first one is where you're pretty much, originally actually you were completely invulnerable. When I activate the first stage of the shield, are the monsters here to show it? No monsters, I need monsters to show it off. Can I lower this? No, I can't. Okay, monsters, here we go. So when I activate this shield, my vision goes weird, and at this point originally you would be completely invulnerable. However, on deathmatch, that proved to be extremely overpowered. Even though I added this thing where when you have this ability, you deal less damage. That's precisely so that, yeah, technically you can still use it offensively, but it has the disadvantage that, number one, you can see very well because, you know, your vision goes all gray, and that becomes pretty difficult. Does this lower the key or something? It becomes a little difficult to track your opponents like that. So that's the first thing, and the second thing is that you deal less damage when you are in that thing. I don't quote me on this right now, but I believe it's you deal 33% less damage. So I'm missing 2 secrets. How do I get them? That's the lift. Okay, so that's gonna be one of the secrets. Now probably if I do it like this, yeah, here we go. That's one. The other one is over there. How do I get that one though? Maybe by just... Nope. Yeah, no patience to go all the way around. Okay, I'm gonna save. And let me just check quite quickly the map if I can see anything obvious, but I don't see anything, so let me try again. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm too slow. Ah, fuck it. Ah, Jesus. There we go. And I got a backpack. What did I get on my backpack? I got 10% of ammunition. Great. Yeah, so wait, where was I? I forgot. I was talking about clutch. I mean Inquisitor, completely different thing. Oh yeah, that you deal less damage. Really? Are you trolling me or something? Was it several lines? Hey, yeah, it was several lines. Okay. Barrel falls. Okay, that sounds... yeah. Well, I can take a lot of damage. Resist a lot of damage, so I should be alright. So yeah, you can use it kind of offensively, but you're gonna be limited on the damage that you can deal. Or you can use it completely defensively, which is basically to run away. So yeah, at some point you were able... Actually, you dealt no damage. I mean, you took no damage at all when you were in that section, in that stage. But we found out that in some gameplay modes it was extremely unfair. I don't fit here. Am I supposed to fit through there? Damn it! I don't know. Let me rocket jump and see. I can't even. Now maybe I'm not supposed. Okay, I'll pretend that I'm not supposed to go there, and actually I could go the other way. LOL. Yeah, so we found that it was kind of unfair that you would take absolutely no damage. For example, in Capture the Flag, basically it became I use my ability, steal the flag, and run away carelessly because nobody can kill me. So what I did was so that you would still take damage, very, very little damage, but you still take damage. So what that does is that it's still great in situations where you're fighting one player and you just want to defend yourself. Well, it still works great. But if you're fighting, I don't know, 4 players, it's probably not gonna save you. Where am I supposed to go here? I don't know. God. Okay. So let me see. Oh, I was supposed to climb this, wasn't I? Yeah. Oh, but my secret over there. Hold on, scratching my face. Here we go. Yeah, so in a 1v1, the shield is great to protect yourself. Okay, fuck it. I want to heal. I don't want to die. Actually, I'm gonna get that. I could get more if I... Jesus Christ. Ah! Really? Really? A pinky got me? Of all things, a pinky got me. That's low, man. So yeah, 1v1 works great. Against several players, not so much. Totally on purpose. That one actually is on purpose, even though it sounds like when I say it ironically. Or sarcastically, more like. Yeah, so that's as far as that. But I still wanted a shield, you know, because an actual physical shield, because, I don't know, it's kind of cool to have your shield. And also because I thought, well, we'll see. We'll make it the Reinhardt of QCDE. That's how. For those who don't know, Reinhardt is a character in Overwatch, a game that I also play a little bit, not too much. I want this thing over here. Can I get this armor? Does this lower somehow? No, it doesn't. Alright, fine. yeah, so he has a big shield, so I was like, yeah, let's make a character that has a shield. And also there's one thing to consider that I actually did keep in mind. I wanted the champions, at least some of them, to be particularly useful in co-op settings. And in co-op settings I decided, well, I thought, like, you know, a shield could actually be useful so that players you can shield other players while they're, I don't know, restoring or anything. And that's why eventually we added a healer and all that other stuff that actually works pretty well in co-op. In deathmatch, in TDM for example, where it's a team and all that, it still doesn't work because the game is too fast to, you know, be, hey, hide behind my shield, have this totem. No, it really doesn't work that great. So it was mostly for co-op, but I also didn't foresee that the shield had a very particular and interesting, funny use in deathmatch, and that is to camp power up for a couple of seconds. That is okay. So the way this works, if I activate my first stage of the ability, you can see the timer running right now. The shield actually lasts 1.5 times longer than the regular shield, so this is lowering. If I activate it again, you can see that it slows down the thing. So basically, if you activate the shield right at the beginning, if you press it twice, you get the shield for a very long time. So this is a moment when you can just stand by a power up, waiting for it to spawn. It spawns, and there you go, you have it. You cannot shoot while you have the shield up. That's what the relevant thing about it. Oh, that's how you got the thing. Okay. By what? Stepping on that? Okay, it's cool. You cannot shoot while you have that shield. And why did I save after using it? Oh well, whatever. Ah! Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I'm a big robot. I can take it. Cyber demons? No? Oh, I thought it was gonna be cyber demons. What can I get from here? Is that a homing rocket? Yes, it is. They both are. Great. Ha! Oh wow, it's trying. Oh, I gotta do the whole thing again. How about I just do this? Yeah. So you're gonna shoot while you have the shield, and so again, that one is completely defensive, absolutely 100% unequivocally defensive. That's the whole purpose of that shield, and I think it works pretty well because that shield, the second stage, the physical shield, you're not meant to use it that much. It's just for specific case scenarios, and I've seen. Oh really? Okay. Half ammo. Come on, give me some cooldown or something. God damn it. I've seen some people use the shield precisely for this. Alright. A couple switches. There we go. Freezing my barrels off. Okay. So... And again, I'm kind of surprised that, at least in deathmatch, not a whole lot of people use it. I know that Rage Quit hates when he fights me and I'm using this guy because, well, you know it. And actually, I heard this from a couple of people too. Also, completely off topic, I hope that the sound of my keyboard is a little less loud than last time. Yeah, my keyboard is extremely loud. It's a cheap mechanical keyboard, so it's not like it has super silent keys, or I can put silencers on them or anything like that. So I just try to put it as far as I can, because I'm not using a headset with a microphone. I have a static microphone on my desk. So yeah, I just try to put it as far as I can. So yeah, I know that, for example, Rage Quit hates when I use this champion, and somebody else also said something about it, like, come on, it's shit that you can just use it to push forward. And I understand that concern, I understand the complaint, I guess, but I disagree. I disagree just based on the fact that this is not a champion that is easy to use. Again, like I mentioned, when you use in co-op or single player, is not a big deal if you use it and everything goes black and white, because, well, monsters are generally slow and all that stuff. But in deathmatch, where everything is super fast and your vision goes pretty much monochrome, and you no longer can discern what's what, then it starts to become a problem. At least for me, I've seen it several times where I use the ability and I go like, holy shit, where another texture missing over there. the side effects of speed mapping, I suppose. Ha! And you can get stuck. Okay, no clip. There we go. So yeah, I've seen several situations in which I'm like, holy shit, I can no longer see where did my enemy go, and I lose track of my enemy when I'm trying to be really forward pushy. Hey, take it easy, yo. There we go. So it's a little well, not complicated, but it's a little disadvantageous, and also the fact that you deal a lot less damage. It's kind of important, because usually when you're used to, I don't know, kill an enemy with. Hold on, how do I get out of here? Or what am I supposed to do here? I got a key, right? Okay. So, oh shit, I forgot again. I'm telling you, I have ADHD or something. Oh, no what? Oh yeah, the damage, precisely, that you deal less damage. That kind of becomes relevant when you're expecting to, you know, I'm gonna push forward and here's 2 rails, die. And well, guess what? Your 80 damage rail actually you only dealt like 50 something, and your enemy's not dead. Like, oh, okay. So it does play a factor. So what I've found in order to use this champion in deathmatch in the most effective way is to be really conservative when you use your shield. You can use it. I don't think he's gonna die because, you know. But I can kill him first. Yeah, he doesn't take damage from the barrels because he has the no, what's it called? No radius damage flag. Anyway, so the best way that I found to use this guy in deathmatch is precisely just to be conservative with when you use it. You can use it to push forward. I mean, use it offensively or use it defensively. You can whichever way, but don't use it right away. It's mostly when you actually really need it, not before. And yeah, that's how I found I found it good to use it. Again, people can come up with different ways to use things. I've seen several cases of why I didn't think this X ability would work that way, but it's cool. So yeah, I'm waiting to be surprised about it, but at least in my personal experience, that's how I use it, and it works great. In general, I think I won't say that it's my best champion in deathmatch, but it's definitely one that I can use kind of reliably to be a little bit more of a challenge against whoever I'm fighting. So there's that. Now, another thing that I have not mentioned about this champion at all, it's the passive ability. He has 2 passive abilities, one of the few champions that has 2. And you may ask, well, why does it have 2 passive abilities? Well, in some champions, depending on the abilities that they have, they may have a second passive ability, or it's not at random, you know. We do have a subjective way of thinking about this. Like, okay, this champion, his abilities do not work great, so how about we add this, or we tweak that, or how about we, you know, a lot of things that we consider in that sense to add a passive ability, or in general what ability to add. So again, following the theme of Clutch. Clutch originally, back in the day, used to have this thing called passive. What did I call it? Still defense. So whenever he was walking, if I remember correctly, it was when he was walking or standing still, he would take less damage. Now this ability was removed long time ago. I think that didn't even make it out of the beta. So that was removed, but I was like, oh yeah, we can add that ability. It's in reality a very useless ability because you literally have to be standing still. We didn't make it so that when you're walking, only when you're standing still, you take less damage. And you can see it by the little icon on the top above my portrait. So that means that I'm taking, I don't know, it was like 20% less damage or something like that. So it's not a great ability. But why did we keep it? Well, because it kind of worked alright. I mean, it's not great by any means. It has a minimal use, but the other ability that this guy has is the double tap dodge. I could argue that it's a very good ability, but I know that some people don't even like it, and you have the ability or the option to kind of turn it off in the QCD settings, which is the only passive ability that you can turn off. Why did I make it that way? Well, because as for example, when I play, I tend to, you know, be like, I move a little. You can hear how I press my keys. I'm pressing left, 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 left to look around, you know. So sometimes I go very tappy on my thing, and I end up triggering the ability without wanting to. So that's why we added in QCD options at the very bottom, slow acceptable tap. In here you can decide the default is 15, and it was too large for me. That sounds so bad. It was too big for the timings. Yeah, that sounds a little better. So when I have it on 15, I would trigger it very easily. And like, no, I didn't mean to. So I just lower a little bit. 11 seems to work fine for me, and that's what I use. So it's a good ability. I think it's a really good ability, but again, I understand that some people don't like it or don't want to use it. So that's why I was like, okay, 2 abilities. He's gonna have 2 passive abilities, and that's how it's gonna be. And that's why Inquisitor has these 2 abilities. I don't know where to go, but I guess over here. Yeah, probably I'm playing like shit, but hey, I'm explaining Clutch. I mean, Inquisitor, completely different concept. So I was up there. Oh, I missed. What am I supposed to do? Here? Well, what do I do? Heh, okay. Nice texturing. So yeah, that's pretty much what Inquisitor is about. Big robot, huge hitbox. You can hit him so easy. Well, just like with any heavy champion, you can hit them incredibly easy. But at the same time, he has just like every other. Yeah, I guess I'm talking in general terms. The heavy champions are really easy to hit, but they have massive stacks. So it kind of balances. Oh, over here. Okay. Wait, am I fighting Dooms? Have I been fighting Doom monsters only? Really? Did I not activate? Oh yeah, I activated this too. Okay, I kind of remember now. But I said that I wanted it to be not completely incredibly confusing. Yeah. All right. So that's Clutch. That's basically Inquisitor. Yeah, it's Clutch. Actually, internally we used to call him Clutchquisitor or Inquisiclutch. That was his nickname. Hey, take it easy. Whoa, wow, it still hit me. Okay. So the Inquisiclutch, I love this champion. In co-op I used to play him a lot. I said that I used to play him because I don't play your ad here. Nice. Because I don't play co-op that much anymore. I've been very busy lately. Did I mention that now there is a tournament for Quake QCDE? I don't think I mentioned that, so I should mention it again. Now I'm just, yeah, I've been focusing a lot into. Is this like supposed to be like map 01? I've been focusing a lot into the deathmatch part of the game. Of course, we don't just forget about the co-op or single player aspect, but I've just been really busy with the other stuff, so I have not really been playing that much co-op. And in our Friday sessions I tried to play a varied selection of champions, just because, you know, there's a lot of champions to use. Why should I just focus in one? And I did not pick those rockets. Not nice. So yeah, I really like this champion. But one thing that I really like, and I was dead set on bringing from Quick Champion, is the footstep sounds. Oh my god, I love them so much. Can you hear them? Oh yeah, they sound so. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's the EQ. I don't know if it's. I have no idea what it is, but they sound so good. I love that sound. It's one of those, like, you know, those images, that those oddly satisfying things. It's like that for me. This sound is oddly satisfying, so I wanted it so hard. And when I was thinking about bringing Clutch into QCDE, or at least something that was gonna be pretty much the equivalent to Clutch, I didn't know what to use. I was like, I need a big robot. But where can I get a big robot? And then I remember that I saw this guy from from... Who am I supposed to... Oh, hey. This guy from Strife? Oh, Jesus. Is that the exit? No, it's not. Oh, excuse me for my nasal noises. Oh, jeez. Yeah, disgusting. I know. I promise I don't do that too often. I don't remember which stream. Oh yeah, this guy called Dookie Shed. Shout out to Dookie Shed, even though he doesn't need shoutouts. But anyway, this guy, I used to watch his videos because he was doing this Pokemon run where he was calling them. I don't remember. It was just funny. I don't quite remember what were the details, but I had fun watching them. But oh my god. Okay, good place to use my... Okay, I died still. How about I use it now? Didn't work either. How about... Ah, I could have done that. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Come on. Yes! I'm so smart. Oh yeah, about this guy, the YouTuber, the Dookie Shed guy. I used to watch his videos, but holy crap, he was driving me nuts that he would be making noises with his nose, and I was like, okay, you know what? Okay, sorry, I like your videos, but that's just driving me insane. So yeah, I learned to not make too many noises on the microphone because it's like, oh, that's annoying. But anyway, back to when I was thinking of bringing Clutch. So from Strife, this guy comes from Strife, and Clutch in Quake Champion actually has a very particular... His color scheme... Is that how you said that word? Hold on, I'm missing a secret. I want my secret. What the hell? His color scheme is kind of black and reddish, his original skin. So I thought of using the Dark Inquisitor that I saw somewhere. Actually in Eons of Death, this old mod that I had. We had the Dark Inquisitor as a boss enemy, which is the Inquisitor, but imagine it is black and red. That's basically the difference. So we had that, and I thought of using it, but back then I decided against it because that particular recolor of the sprite set did not have a death sequence. He would just literally explode, spawn explosion actor, and that was that. So I didn't like that. I wanted an explosion sequence, a death sequence. I don't see the secret though. Where could the secret be? I got all the monsters, so I got the auto map, but I'm not seeing anything on the map, and I hate this color scheme. I have no idea where it is. Yeah, I think I'll just leave this map because it might take me forever to find it, if at all. So yeah, I thought of using the Dark Inquisitor, but it didn't have the dead sprites, so I decided against it. And then one day I went completely nuts, and I'm like, ah, fuck it, if I have to recolor it myself, I'll do it, just so long as I can get the Dark Inquisitor in here. So I did, and it looked really goddamn cool. The Inquisitor in black with red, it looks fantastic. But I could not use it because it made him incredibly difficult to spot. Yeah, it might be that big. He might be a big robot, but you know, he was too black, you know. So, and back then we didn't have the outlines. So the problem with a black character that has a lot of black, like Kayla, for example, is that he becomes really difficult to see in some situations. In general, black, I would dare to say that by human nature, it's harder to see the black for our eyes, or I don't know, something like that. The point is that he was very difficult to spot, even in maps that were very brightly lit, and in deathmatch, being that invisible, to call it somehow, it's a really unfair advantage unless you're doing it on purpose. So as cool as Inquisitor looked in black, I decided against. Now that I think about it, now that we have the outlines, I guess I could bring the Black Inquisitor back, but I would have to recolor also the portrait. And to be honest, I think I've played with this guy in this color scheme for long enough to actually like it. So I don't think I would be willing to bring the Black Inquisitor but then again I loved that sprite edit so much, and then with the time that I poured into making the recoloring the death sequence, I don't want it to go to waste. So I don't know, maybe I'll just bring a Dark Inquisitor as a completely different character. Yes, second big robot, and call it a day. Yeah, that's about it in regards to the Inquisitor. There's not much more going on to him. The voice, of course, is of Clutch, so that's pretty much it. 10% cooldown. Of course, I get cooldown when I'm about to quit. Jesus. Okay, how long have I been playing? This will tell me. It says 32 minutes. Okay, that's good enough for one video. So this is where I'm gonna leave it. What is this map? Map 13. So I did also 6 maps. That's nice. 6 bit maps. They're consistent. So yeah, I hope that answers some questions about the Inquisitor, about why we chose this character, what we were trying to do, and why I did the abilities the way that I did it. I hope you learned something about the shield in regards to the duration, because that's something that is not very clear on the second stage of the duration. But anyway, so that's it for this video. Once again, just because I have to push it a little bit, I hope that if you are interested into PvP, player versus player, into duel, that you jump into the cup, into the cup. I don't know what happened with my voice there. That you jump into the tournament, into the Tasty Cup. It's gonna be fun, and of course you will be able, maybe if you're lucky enough to get your heart to cast one of your games, and you'll hear a pro commentator talking about your game and laughing at you because you're doing terrible, just like he laughs at me because I do terrible. I'm not a great dueler either, so let's just join it for fun. Again, I'll leave the links on the description if you're interested in that. If not, then I will be uploading another video like this relatively soon. I kind of enjoy doing this because I get to play a little bit of single player, which I have not really played in a very long time, and I get to talk nonsense as usual, which is fine, I guess. I have a lot of little information to give about QCD and all the things that happen and the things that we decided, and this is a good way of, giving you this information. But anyway, that's enough for my farewells. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. And that's a nice song too, by the way.